you for tuning in to TTV. I'm your host, Toya, and today is Thursday, and we're talking about unspoken obligations. But before I get started with that, two things. One, please like, subscribe, and share, because if you get anything out of this, chances are someone else will as well. The second one is I am a distributor for Young Living, which is an essential oil company. They do not sponsor me, but I am a distributor for them, so check out the link below to order essential oils because they are the best in the business. Now, as I said before in the title, you probably seen unspoken obligations. Now you may be asking, like, what do you mean by that? Unspoken obligations. Well, so I have this issue where I feel, how can I put this? I don't want people to ever be in a position where they feel like, one, they don't have anybody, that don't nobody care about them, and not everybody in their life is a disappointment or disappoints them. Now, those are all things that are, yes, part of life. It's part of nature. It's just going to happen, okay? At some point in your life, somebody's going to disappoint you. At some point in your life, you're going to feel like you don't nobody love or care about you. At some point in your life, you're going to have all these negative feelings. But with me, it becomes more so of an obligation because I don't want people to feel that way because of anything I've done. And so lately, you guys know I've shared on here before where I'm learning, this credit, the consumer life, okay? I'm almost done with this mentorship that I've been in, and my mentor is like A1 perfect. I'm telling y'all, she's the best in the business. If you don't know who I'm talking about, her name is Ozma. And I follow her on Instagram, TikTok. Like, I actually downloaded TikTok on my phone because of her, okay? Anybody know me, I was against TikTok, but I have it on my phone just because of her. I didn't want to miss any information she was giving. So, since I've been on this journey and since I've been learning stuff and putting it in practice, I've had several people come up to me telling me that they're waiting on me to teach a class. They're waiting on me to educate them. And to be honest, I don't want to teach. That's not my calling. At least right now. Maybe down the line somewhere, maybe yeah, it's my calling. But right now, that's not my calling to teach people. I have other things that I know I'm supposed to be doing first. Okay, maybe one day, but not right now. But when I tell you, that obligation weighed heavy on me. And I mean, it really weighed heavy on me. Like, I don't want to disappoint anybody. I know other people need this information as well, and I want to be able to be in a place to give it, but I don't feel like I'm ready to teach this. I don't. And all of that was really weighing heavy on my heart, and I've been debating and thinking about it and, going through my head, even on this channel. You saw me, I posted a few things, and it really, every time I post something about it, it's very uncomfortable. And the reason it's uncomfortable is because it's not what I'm meant to be doing right now. And so, because of all of that, I felt like I was obligated to do it. Because I know this is something people need. I know that, people want to learn it. I know people are waiting on me to finish this. But at that same token, this is not my calling. It's not my calling. I have no problem passing them right along to the person and the people I learn from, So for a lot of people who have been waiting, I've been shooting them like, hey, go check out this person, listen to this person, hear what they got to say. Because those are the people I will follow, the bureau bullies. Ozma, she's under Credit Repair Fraud 2.0 on Instagram. I think that's the same thing on TikTok too. Who else? Oh, Duke the Credit Beast, my boy Jesse. These are people that I follow. These are the people that I will listen to. These are people that I will send you to gladly. But at some point, we have to understand and recognize when we are putting an obligation onto ourselves. It's not something that somebody else is obligating us to do. It's us. We are the ones that are responsible for it. Like I did a video before about the art of saying no. It's something that I still struggle with. It is. I have a hard time telling people no. If it's something that I can do for you, something I can give you, I want to give it to you, but at what cost? At what cost? So because of the cost, because of what it means to take away, or because in this case, I wouldn't feel comfortable in it. And because I don't feel comfortable in it, you're not going to get 100% of me because I'm not comfortable. So I'm going to be holding back. And I don't want that when it comes down to sharing stuff with somebody. I want to be free. I want to give that information freely. So when you get into those situations where people are trying to force you into doing something, sometimes that force that you think you're getting pushed into is really just in your own head. It's just something somebody else would like for you to do. They want you to do. And if you're willing and agreeing, then they're going to be willing and waiting for it. So it's not always a obligation. Sometimes it's something that we create in our own head. We make the obligation. We are the ones that create that force in our own head, and it's not somebody else doing it. And that's kind of what was happening with me in the situation where, people were saying this and making these comments, and I was just going along with it when, again, that's not my mission. That's not my assignment. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing with this information. At least right now. Again, later on down the line, maybe so. But right now, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. And to do something like that would mean I wouldn't give my all to it. And it's probably the same for you. Something that you feel like you're forced obligated into, or that you've created this obligation in your own head, you're not going to give your all to it. You're not, because it's not something that you walked into willingly. It's not something that you agreed to. It's not something your ancestors are even probably telling you need to do. And because of that, it feels uncomfortable. Because of that, you don't really want to do it. And because of that, you're not going to give your all to it. So for those who have been waiting and who watched this video and been waiting for me to teach, I'm going to send you to my mentor and to her other mentees, okay? Because that's their assignment and that's what they're supposed to be doing. Mine is something different. And so sometimes we really have to stop and vocalize that and say no. Sometimes we have to stop and say, you know what? This is not my journey. That's not the road I'm supposed to be on right now. That's not what I'm doing here right now. So I'm going to stay over here doing what it is I need to do. And if that's something that you want, let me point you into the right direction for those people who can help you, because that's not me. Because sometimes it is beneficial to everybody for us to just simply say no. All right. So again, like I said, before I did a video, the art of saying no is something I still struggle with because I want to say yes to everybody. Okay. I want to say yes. Be like Oprah, you get a yes and you get a yes and you get a yes. But the truth is that it doesn't benefit you if I'm forcing that yes to come out. It's not beneficial for you, for me, or anybody else. And that's when we get into that obligation of feeling like that's what we're supposed to do, when really that's not our calling, that's not our job, at least at the moment. Again, like I said, jobs change. Things change, missions change, to get expanded. So maybe somewhere down the line, yes. But right now, that's not mine. It's not mine. And so I have to say no. And I encourage you, if you have something that you feel that you're being pushed into, or you feel that is an obligation of yours, and no, don't go try and push your kids off on me or anybody else, because they're your kids. That is your obligation. That ain't nobody else's. But anyway, but outside of that though, but seriously, if you feel like you're really getting pushed into something and you're getting this resistance and you feel this resistance inside of you for doing it, then the answer is that's not what you meant to be doing. All right. Now we can be afraid and get nervous about stuff that it is that we're supposed to do, because the stuff I'm supposed to do, yes. Part of me is like, bring it. The other part of me is like, oh my God, do we really have to go through this? Do we really have to do this? Oh my God, I'm so nervous. That is a different feeling altogether, because it's not anything that's telling you, stop, don't do this. It's not that uncomfortable, like, this ain't going right feeling. Like, because a lot of times when those videos I did them, I had to do a take like 5, 6, 7 times on those videos just to get it to come out, to where I was like, you know what, forget it. This is just going to be it. And that's what comes out. So when you feel forced into it, you feel like you don't have an option. You feel like it's not right. It's not what you're supposed to be doing. Then stop. Don't do it. And it's just as simple as that. Just stop and don't do it. And if that means you need to switch your job, switch your job. If that means you need to live someplace else, live someplace else. We put a lot of things on ourselves, and we come up with these situations where we don't have choices, where we don't have any other options. And there are so many options out there, so many choices for anything in which we need. All we have to do is have the faith to step out and say, no, that's not for me. That's not for me. And I'm not going to be pushed. I'm not going to push myself into an obligation that's not for me. So no, thank you. And it's just as simple as that. Now, it can be a little difficult, especially if that's your mama you saying that to. But in the end, It's just simply, that's just not what I'm doing right now. I have a lot of other stuff on my plate right now. I can't handle that right now. Even if that's what you guys say, I can't handle that right now. Put it off on yourself like that then. Take the blame. Yeah, I'll take one for the team. I can't handle that right now. But in any case, that's the message for today. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Because if you got something out of it, chances are someone else did as well. So I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.